Hey everybody. I will wait and give some people some time to pop on. Hey Popeye, or Poppy, I don't know. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Welcome to Periscope. Hey everybody on Facebook. Hey guys, Miss Tina, thanks for joining. Hey Aaron, how are you? You were quick. Good to see you. Hey Stacy Jones. Stacy's my sister. Hey Stacy. If you guys could share the broadcast, that would be great. I put some information about the webinar that I'm doing tomorrow in the comments section. It's bit.ly/end of year media. Hey Andrew, how are you? And so today I wanted to talk with you guys about national media. Hey Valerie, thank you for that. It's good to see you. Hey Hada. I had a client that came in to talk to me. Hey Carl. About getting national media. And so, hey Felicia, how are you? Hey Yanni. I did take it down, but I got it redone in the same sitting. So I'm really tired. So, because I was there for like 9, 12, 7 hours. So she took it down, she washed it. We're talking about my hair. She took it down, she washed it, and she braided it. I don't even think that I could, I don't even know if I know what to do with my hair anymore. Hey Aaron. Aaron, we're talking about media. So I'm Nikki for Aaron, who doesn't seem to know who I am. Yeah, the hairdresser, but she's like 19. She'll be all right. And so we're talking about media. And like I said, I had a client, and they're concerned. They have a national kind of story. It's not really like a local business. And they were, they're really concerned about getting national media. And so, I talked about 6 things that people can do to get national media. I mean, national media, obviously brings tremendous value to your business, to your brand. Thank you, Stacy, to whatever, it is that you're doing. And so you want to make sure that you have some basic things working for you so that when you do pitch the national media, you make that yes inevitable. I mean, we want to make it as easy as possible for the media to say yes. Hey Donald, how are you? And so, like I said, I mean, there's just a few things that you can do. Hey Jeremiah, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us on Periscope. If you actually got a chance to share the broadcast, if you could just type me in the comment section so that I can thank you for sharing. I always appreciate the thumbs up and the hearts and all that good stuff. So there's 6 basic steps, and then I want to talk about the elephant in the room because I think there's some other things that we can do really. Thank you, Stacy, for sharing. There's some other things that we can do really to make media more magnetic to us. So the first thing, and I talk a lot about this, thank you, Carl. The first thing is that you really have to brand your message. You have to be crystal clear about who you are, what makes you unique. Thank you. Oh, hey, Carolyn. Thank you for sharing. As always, I appreciate you. And why the media should care about you. Make sure that you have a consistent message, and so that people can automatically say, yes, this is a story, or journalists or editors can say, hey, Jamel, how are you? Good to see you, honey. Hey, Charles. Hey, Leroy. Oh, obviously, I love to share. So the press or the media or the journalist or the editor, hey, Mr. Lipdewitter, good to see you. Thank you for sharing, Kenya. I appreciate it. Hey, Jeff. So they can say yes. So a great way to do this, to start really crystallizing your message and making sure that people know that what you're talking about, have an online press kit. More than 90% of the journalists that I know, hey, Jerome, hey, Will, thank you. More than 90% of the journalists, myself included, that I know want to be able to go to a website and see your information. I tell people all the time, do not email attachments because, there's so much spam out there that, most journalists won't even open it. Congratulations on your book, Donald, and thank you for sharing. And so you want to be very careful about how you send information, but really having an online press kit, not only is it crucial to, Duana, thanks for sharing, honey. Not only is it crucial for people that need to get your information. Hey, Joseph. But also it helps with branding yourself online, SEO, even clients and customers. Everybody can go see what's going on. And so it's a really good way to start branding your message. Hi, Tanya. How are you? The next thing is develop your pitch. And so your pitch really should be like an elevator pitch. I mean, that's really what it is. It should be really short, very concise. Pretend that, you're on the elevator with Oprah and you have 30 seconds to get across why she should have you on her show. Your pitch, like I said, it should be concise. It should reflect your passion. It should stress what makes you unique. As a PR professional now, I'm on the other side of it now. We find that, short pitches are really effective. Everybody is so busy nowadays. Journalists are wading through a ton of information. Hey, Suzuki. Hey, Ernest, you're welcome. Thanks for sharing, Andrew. Hey, Robert. Everybody is just so busy, so you want to make it as short as possible. Obviously be polite, but the fluff is not necessary. Hey, Warren, my boo. And so you want to make sure that you have your pitch together. 30 seconds, be able to get it out. You could run into a journalist at Starbucks. You never know. Always be prepared with your pitch, and your pitch could change. So if there's, if you do lots of events or you're releasing lots of products or, whatever, just always, be sure that you have that pitch ready to go. Hey, Carl. I do help people write books. You can always email me at support@nikkywoodsmedia.com. Yes, Stephanie Braids. Hey, love. support@nikkywoodsmedia.com, and we'll see if there's any way that I can help you with what you need. The third thing is, thanks, Frederick. I appreciate you sharing. The third thing is that you need to find the media, right? So you really need to research and get your media outlets together. This is called building your media list. You can research the media by Googling them. You can watch your favorite show and see who produces it or who writes for it. But you need to really target the media that's going to be interested in your message. So if you're having an event in St. Louis, which is where I happen to be from, but if you're having an event in St. Louis, then it's really important that you target local media. So make a list of all the St. Louis newspapers and television shows and, news stations and radio shows. Oh, thank you, Will. Oh, Will, hey. I'm like, whoa, now I recognize your name. I'm sorry. We've been having this whole email exchange and I totally blanked. So I'm glad I found you too, Will. Thank you. And so when you contact the reporters, let them know you've been watching them on Twitter, or let them know you always read their articles, or let them, kind of butter them up, because we have egos too, and let them know that you've taken the time to really research them and that this is going to be a good fit. Because that's really important to us. Like, we want to know that somebody that is pitching us, Chanel, can you ask I'm not sure I understand your question. Media can work for web development, but I think it just depends on how you pitch it, and how what the structure of your pitch is. You always need to have a hook when you're pitching the media. So I'd want to know what your hook is. Oh, thank you, Sharon. So you want to make them, we want to know that you value our audience, and so that you've taken the time. Hey, Herbert, thank you. That you've taken the time to really research, you've done the work, and you are ready to pour that value into our audience. So that's the third thing. Make sure that you have your media list together and you can find the media. The other thing is that you really should be prepared to respond immediately. So when the media calls, or if we email and we say we have an interest in covering you, we're usually on pretty tight deadlines. And so we are really focused on making sure that you get back in touch with us quickly. I know for me, I knew the people that I could absolutely count on to answer, to return the call, to be available at a moment's notice. There were many mornings. Hey, Umar, there were many mornings when I would have a guest schedule at 7:15, and at 6:55, I found out that they weren't going to be able to make the call, and I would have to, find a guest. I would have to get somebody on, and I had a list of people, my tried and trues, that I knew if I called them at 6:55 that they would make it happen for a 7:15 interview. You want to be that kind of resource. You want to be that kind of guest. Jennifer asked, would you recommend paying a fee for media coverage? You should never have to pay for media coverage. If you're paying for that, that's considered advertising. I know that there are some media outlets that, they're on the internet, or they're, independents, and they ask for you to pay for an interview. that's really not the way traditional media works. You should never have to pay for it. Like I said, if you're paying for it, it's really considered advertising. Okay, Robert, I'd like to hear from you. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate it. So that's the fourth thing. You need to be able to respond immediately. The next thing is the fifth thing. This is number 5, not 10, 5. You need to be prepared. You need to thoroughly prepare for your interview. And this is what I really focus on in media training. A lot of people have no idea how to deliver an impactful interview. Most people think that you got to just show up and you talk would be it. You're going to move to Dallas to work for me? Yeah, and avoiding Chicago winters really is the big thing. Hey, Griff, how are you, honey? Yes, Carolyn, I understand. And so you really want to make sure that you understand that you're able to express yourself clearly. I always say you need to focus on talking to an 8-year-old kind of field. Hey, Chef Freddie, you want to make sure that you're talking to people so that they understand. Now, when I was booking for the Tom Joyner Morning Show or looking for guests, that was something I was really concerned about. Some audiences, they just don't lend themselves to really, as I call it, highbrow experts. You really want somebody that can break it down, like I said, especially if it's like technical, medical, scientific, even financial. You really want it to be at a 8-year-old's level. So if you can, if you can convey your information to an 8-year-old and they can tell you what you said, you're on the right track. Now, if you're going, doing an interview for like the Wall Street Journal, oh, hey, Paula. I'm going to be reaching out to you, Paula, because I have to do a conference in Chicago. And thank you, Chef. And I'm going to need my makeup done, so I'm going to be emailing you to see if you're available. Love the power of Facebook. And so you really want to make sure that you're communicating in a way that's easy to understand. That's very important. So the top 6 things, and then I want to talk about the elephant in the room. You need to be able to brand your message. That's number 1. Develop your pitch. Find the media. Respond immediately. And then be prepared, and then also to remember to keep it simple. So those are some steps that can, make you a little bit more magnetic, as I call it, to the media, so that you can get that national media coverage that you want. I mean, with anything, the higher up you get in the, in the ladder, you have your local, and then you have your regional, and then you have national. Oh, thank you, Carl. I'm glad, because I show up a lot of times without makeup on, so I'm glad that that's okay, because Lord knows. So that's that. But then I want to talk about the elephant in the room, because clients come to me all the time and they're like, I'm ready for national media. Let's do it. And I'm like, okay. And so they give me their whole spiel. They tell me what their message is. They tell me about their business, and it all is phenomenal. I'm always really excited because there's so many people doing so many great things. And then I go to Google and I type in their name. And then, thank you, Andrea. I type in their name, and then their website comes up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's horrible. It either looks like their child did it, or it looks like it was done in the 90s. So really, you have to be prepared for media. You have to realize that your online presence makes a really big deal. So the first thing that I do, and even when I was producing and looking for guests, the first thing that I always do is look at the website. I want to know that you're updated. I want to know that you're talking about current events. I want to know that you spend time. I want to know that people are engaged on your website. It's really, really important, especially since so much of our business now is not only done on the internet, but we're found on the internet. So you want to be very focused and intentional. And I'm not saying that you can't create this website yourself. I'm not saying that you have to spend thousands of dollars getting a website, but it has to look professional. It has to look timely, like you're in the it's like it's 2017. And you have to be, it has to be updated. You want to make sure that all your contact information is correct. You want to make sure that, all your social links are there. Most of us, if we're experts, we should be blogging, whatever that looks like. I blog every day. And I don't necessarily sit down and write a blog, but I may take this video and just write a quick intro, like, here are 6 quick tips to get national media coverage, and upload that. That's fine. You don't have to blog every day, but if you do need to blog, and you should be consistent. That's really, really important. My website is nikkywoodsmedia.com. nikkywoodsmedia.com. And so, always update, but make sure that your website is presentable. That is like my biggest pet peeve when I look to take on a client. But we can get it up to speed, obviously, but then you all have to keep, you have to keep it up to speed too. And I always get on clients like, you haven't updated it in a month. You need to put new information, yada, yada, yada. So those are my tips. If anybody has any quick questions, I'll hang out for a second. I'm interested to see where everybody is. So if you could just let me know what city you're in, that would be great. Hey, Ebony Combs. Thank you, Chanel. I appreciate that. And I'd also like to know if you guys have gotten any national media coverage. If anybody is on that's gotten national media coverage, I'd love to know that as well. You're welcome, Robert. Don't forget there. And look, and she put jewelry in it. So I got color and hair jewelry. So yeah, I feel it myself. Oh, Scott, you're in Las Vegas. I have a friend that was thinking about moving to Las Vegas, so I was doing some research on Vegas. It looks like it's nice. Just to live, I mean, I've been to Vegas, so I know that part of it's nice, but just the living there looks nice. Oh, hey, Chi-Town, how are you? Hey, Indy. Oh, you're coming back to Dallas? Okay, good. Yes, Vincent, nikkywoodsmedia.com. You're welcome. Roanoke, Virginia. I like Roanoke. I like the East Coast, but Virginia's like really pretty to me. So nice. I went to school in DC, so I love that whole swing area right there. So, okay, I don't see any questions. San Antonio. Oh, you're listening to Tom now? What are you listening to the show? Oh, yeah, Virginia's beautiful. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Don't forget about the webinar. If you haven't registered, it's Thursday at 9 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. And the website is bit.ly/end of year media. And I have a really special announcement that I'm going to make on there that has to do with getting your own show. But I'll probably talk about that tomorrow a little bit as well. Oh, hey, Cincy. Good to see you. Another Las Vegas. Nice. Hey, Gail. That's nice. All right, you guys. As always, I appreciate you hanging out. And I will see you soon. Good night, Tanya. I don't know if you're going to bed. I'm not going to bed, but I will see you guys later. No media coverage? Well, we'll work on that, Carolyn. We'll get that together for you. All right. See you guys. Have a good one.